In Australia's vast desert night, far from towns and traffic, lights appear, floating, glowing, moving with purpose across empty country, then vanishing as if the land itself swallowed them. Out here, people have a name for them, the Min Min Lights. The heartland is Channel Country, western Queensland into the desert reaches of South Australia and the Northern Territory, where spinifex plains meet long horizons and sky. The name Min Min traces to the old Min Min Hotel near Boolia. After it burned down in the early 1900s, drovers told of strange lights on the stock routes, hovering over the Gibber Plains, pacing riders through the night. Witnesses describe soft white to amber orbs, sometimes a single glow, sometimes splitting, dimming, or brightening, holding just beyond reach, as if aware. Drovers, truckers, station owners, tourists, the stories echo. It followed us along the fence line. It sat on the horizon all night. We drove toward it, and it slipped away. A classic encounter. A lone vehicle on a dirt road, the air cooling fast, a pale glow forms behind, keeps pace no matter the speed, then slides off the track into open country. Approach it, and it drifts away. Stop, and it lingers. Turn off your engine, and the glow may fade to nothing, only to reappear where you least expect it. Local lore carries a warning. Don't chase the Min Min. Respect the country, keep your bearings, and mind the night. Skeptics note that mirage-like effects are common on these plains. Heat by day, sharp temperature inversions by night, bending and ducting light in strange ways. Others point to distant headlights, campfires, or station lights, seen through layers of air that stretch, float, and relocate the source beyond recognition. Yet the persistence of similar accounts across decades and vast distances keeps the question open. Not every sighting fits neatly into a single box. What makes the Min Min so compelling is the mix of the ordinary and the uncanny. Familiar country, familiar tracks, then a light that behaves like nothing else on the road. From campfire yarns to police reports, the stories stack up. Not proof on their own, but a pattern worth testing with careful observation. We'll follow the evidence, optics, atmosphere, geology, and human perception to see how far science can take us without dismissing what people truly see. No sensational claims, just a clear look at a stubborn Australian mystery that has outlasted fashions and theories. Out here, the land is quiet, the distances are immense, and light travels in surprising ways. So what are the Min Min Lights? In the next chapter, we head deeper into the desert and into the physics of a phenomenon that refuses to fade. Out on Australia's arid flank, a different mystery gathered attention. For generations, travelers have reported soft, floating lights over the Gibber Plains, glowing afar, drifting near, then fading to black. In the early 1900s, word spread along stock routes and telegraph lines. The Channel Country had lights that watched the road. Early settler diaries and Aboriginal community accounts, shared with respect, describe distant nightlights that seemed to pace walkers and riders. Names varied by place, but the pattern was similar, a pale, wandering glow beyond the campfire's edge. By 1918-1920, stories near the old Min Min Hotel and around Boolia fixed the folklore. Drovers crossing open downs spoke of lights tailing their mobs for miles, sometimes splitting into two, sometimes winking out as if a wick were pinched. Through the 20th century, drovers, swagmen, and mailmen added notes to the legend. Some kept rough map marks and times in pocket logbooks, practical men recording odd nights between waterholes and stock camps. Modern truckers still report encounters on long, straight night runs, glows hovering low on the horizon, reappearing after bends, sometimes seeming to track the road train's mirrors before slipping into the dark. Police and station hands occasionally filed brief reports. Nothing sensational, just times, bearings, and weather. Range estimates were guesswork across Black Plains. At night, distance and scale blur, and a small light can seem to float for kilometers. Media attention rose and fell across decades. Articles, radio yarns, and TV segments kept the story alive. Never quite solved, never quite dismissed, until Boulia leaned in, offering guided night drives and a tourism angle around the mystery lights. Investigators carried simple tools, binoculars to steady a glint, compasses for bearing, and maps to plot repeated paths. Even then, mirage layers and heat shimmer could shift a target, turning one light into two, or lifting it above the plane. Range and motion remain the trap. Without fixed references, a candle on a far ridge, a car cresting a distant rise, or a star near the horizon can all mimic a roaming orb, especially when air layers refract and bend light. Still, patterns persisted. Lights appearing along stock routes and watercourses, lingering near low country, then fading as the night cooled. Enough consistency to merit careful logs and to tempt late-night drives with a thermos and a map grid. In Boulia and beyond, the mystery became a meeting point. Locals, visitors, and researchers comparing notes, weather, moon phase, wind, dust, and distance, chasing a light that rarely repeats itself the same way twice. Maps of sightings began to cluster around the Channel Country. Slow zooms across grids suggested corridors of visibility rather than fixed sources, pathways where light can travel, bend, and appear to move. Tour operators adopted a gentle approach, long views over flat country, patient waits in still air, and no promises. The lights are not a show, they're a chance alignment of land, air, and luck, if they come at all. Across newspapers and television, the tone shifted from campfire tale to cautious inquiry. Reporters carried binoculars and maps, not ghost nets, curious, measured, and aware that the desert plays tricks with light. The task now was to separate story from setting. What do we know about the landforms, the air temperature profiles, dust and moisture layers, and the way they sculpt light over long, flat distances at night? Ahead, we turn to mechanisms, mirage optics, refraction ducts, distant headlights, even bioluminescent insects, and test how each could mimic a wandering glow. The story is human. The explanations may be elegantly physical. Across remote roads and open flats, people report strange wandering lights, floating orbs, sudden flares, shapes that seem to hover and then vanish. Tonight, we separate claims from evidence and explain how nature and our eyes can create convincing illusions. First, temperature inversions. When warm air sits over cooler air, light bends, creating a superior mirage or fata morgana. Distant car headlights or town lights can appear lifted, stretched, even stacked above the horizon, gliding like airborne lamps. Over long, flat air paths, refractive ducting can carry light for tens of kilometers. Vehicle lights far away seem to float and change height as air layers shift, especially when seen across salt flats or desert roads at night. Our brains add to the trick. With no foreground anchors, depth and scale are misread. Parallax makes nearer lights drift against the horizon. Thermal shimmer makes them dance. A steady car on a distant track can look like a hovering orb. Closer to the observer, insects near headlights and dust can glitter like moving orbs. At night, owls' reflective eyes can flash and track silently, appearing as paired lights that seem to float, then vanish. Rare electrical phenomena are sometimes proposed, ball lightning during storms, or corona glows on fences. These are possible but uncommon, and evidence linking them to most reports is weak. Combustion gases, so-called will-o'-the-wisp, are part of folklore. Modern field studies find little consistent evidence for stable, long-lived flames in open air. Most wandering lights match optical effects, not burning gas. Tectonic stress-producing piezoelectric glows is another hypothesis. Interesting in lab contexts, but field evidence tied to reported lights is sparse. Treat as speculative. Perception at night is fragile. Without distance cues, small lights seem large. Lateral motion on a far track reads as hovering, and inversion layers make horizons ambiguous. These ingredients combine into a convincing illusion. Claims of UFO craft and supernatural will-o'-the-wisp persist in culture. They're part of the story, but they lack corroborating data when careful measurements are made. When investigators model refraction against weather logs, map road alignments, and compare timings with traffic or town grids, reported lights usually line up with distant ordinary sources bent by unusual air. Time-lapse shows the effect clearly. Lights rise, hover, and split as air layers ripple. Yet traffic patterns and star charts match each motion. Field notes help. Record wind, temperature spread, humidity, and viewpoint height. Small changes in angle or elevation can make a light appear or disappear. Practical tip: photograph from a tripod, use long exposures, and cross-check bearings with maps. Often, the unknown light aligns with a distant road bend or settlement. Conclusion: no single cause. Most reports blend optics, atmosphere, and human perception, with rare electrics at the fringe. Debunked, not dismissed. We respect the witnesses, and we explain the light. First, the cultural imprint. Across outback towns, like around Boulia, stories of mysterious desert lights shape local lore, draw visitors, and inspire stargazing events and guided night drives. If you go looking, do it safely. Pull over fully at a signed bay, lights off, hazard parked. Avoid off-road night driving. Tell someone your plan, carry water and comms, charge phone, UHF if possible, and watch for wildlife on dusk roads. Observe ethically, respect country, station boundaries and gates, stick to public roads, and leave no trace. Record what you see: time, location, direction, elevation, weather, wind, and temperature. Take photos or video, use a tripod, manual focus to infinity, and short exposures to avoid trailing. Try a parallax check. Move a few meters and note if the light shifts against the stars or near foreground. Share responsibly. Log sightings with local astronomy groups or visitor centers to help build patterns. Explanations range from mirage and airglow to distant vehicles, insects near lights, even rare electrical phenomena. Yet the outback night retains its wonder, the river of the Milky Way arcing over silent country. Be prepared, be patient, and be courteous to landholders and fellow observers. Wonder endures. Science keeps asking better questions. Out here, mystery and method travel the same road. Under a sky this vast, careful notes and open minds both matter. And as the night yields to dawn, the lights, whatever they are, remain part of Australia's living story.